Welcome to the Cyberculture Cafe series by Cyber Talks, presented by eSentire. I'm Andy Lalaguna and I'm here with my friend and colleague, John Moretti. Together, we're excited to introduce you to some fascinating members of the eSentire family. In this series, you'll get to know their story, the challenges, their successes, how they got here, what motivates and drives them to deliver the best service experience in the industry. This is Cyberculture Cafe. Welcome to episode 1 of the Cyberculture Cafe series of the Cyber Talks podcast. My name's Andy Lalaguna. I'm one of the senior solution architects here at eSentire, and I'd like to introduce you to my co-host, Mr. John Moretti.
Hello. It's nice to be here. Thank you, my friend. I am so excited that we're getting this started. I am super, super excited.
Okay. So, John, you have been a principal solution architect here and a solution architect here at eSentire.
All right, wait, so hold on.
You've done a number of things. I wonder if you'd like to sort of dig into...
So you're interviewing me first, I see. I see what we're doing.
Where you came from, how you got here, and what you're doing here. Just fill in some details, who you are and how you came to be here.
Well, I have to tell you, I didn't plan on doing this at all my entire life. So all right, I got to go back a little bit. So let me fill you in here a little bit about me. So when I was in high school, I was a freshman in high school. I had a best friend in high school. His name was Dominic Mazzillo, another Italian guy. So we used to get in trouble in school, mess around. We were like clowns. Now, we never hurt anybody, but we did annoy a lot of the teachers. We got a lot of trouble. The end of my freshman year, my English teacher comes over and says, "Hey, take this note down to the music teacher." The music teacher was a woman in the theater. So I'm like, okay. I didn't know this, but my English teacher was also the drama director teacher. So he said, "Hey, bring this note down." So I'm walking down the hallway, and I'm going to look at the note. I'm not going to read the note and see what it says. So I read the note, and it says, "Hey, these two guys would be perfect for next year. They're like Lenny and Squiggy." Now, I don't know if you know who Lenny and Squiggy are, but they're folks from, you got to look this up. It's a show called Laverne and Shirley back in the 70s. And they're two clowns or two neighbors, and they're goofy. So my sophomore year comes, and my drama teacher comes and says, "Hey, look, I really like you to try out for the play in the spring." I'm like, "What? Are you crazy? First of all, you're talking about the musical. I can't sing and I can't dance. And I've never done that before. Are you nuts?" I don't know what made me do it, but I got my friend to do it. And we tried out for the play. The play was Grease. And of course, we made the play. I made actually Kaniki in the play. So he's like friends with the lead, right? So I found that making people laugh and bringing them into what you're doing was like adrenaline for me. I loved it. I thought it was, this is what I want to do for my life, the rest of my life. I want to be an actor. So I went to school after I graduated high school. I went to school in New York City for acting, and I went there for a while, and I realized, there's a lot of people doing this. I'm never going to make it. I can't afford to live in New York City. I can't afford to drive in every day. So I just said, what am I going to do? I went into the Navy. I went into the service, and I started doing electronics, communications, things like that there. When I got out of the Navy, I thought, I still want to do stuff with movies, but I want to help make movies. Like, I love the animation stuff. I love, Jurassic Park was not out yet, was coming out, because this is a long time ago. And I thought, this is what I want to do. And the guy, when I called the school, he's like, "You don't want to do that, man. There's no money in that. You want to fix them." I'm like, "Fix them?" He's like, "Yeah, that's what you want to do." So I started fixing and doing that stuff. I started back in the Novell days and Microsoft, and moved into security. And I've been at, doing that stuff ever since. I looked it up the other day when I was doing my little profile, and I've been doing this 33 years. That's a long time. Holy cow, I'm old. My wife was 1, I think. You know what I mean? It's like, wow, holy cow. I've been doing this a long time. So it's,
So why here? Why eSentire?
Actually, That's a great story. So I was doing security at my last organization. I was there 11 years, and they started losing focus, to be honest with you, of security. They were more of like an MSP and doing stuff. They weren't focusing on security. I thought, if I want to grow in this field, I can't do it here. So I just started looking around, and I got a call from a headhunter who was a headhunter for eSentire. His name is Doug. Great guy. Still does a lot of stuff. I still chat with him once in a while. He's a great guy. Doug Martin, actually. And he put me in touch with Tia. Tia was the first person I spoke to at eSentire. We sat on the phone for an hour. And then I had an interview, did a little demo, and I did a demo. It's funny of Dark Trace because we did a lot of Dark Trace back in the day. So that was my little demo for eSentire. And then I've been here 6 years, and it's very cool. My wife got an opportunity. She was in sales, and really amazing in sales, but she's like, I hate it. I can't do the sales stuff anymore. And she's like, I do customer stuff all the time. So there was a position open. I said, why don't you just apply? What's the worst going to happen? You're not going to get it. I mean, try out, see what happens. And they loved her. So she's been here too at the eSentire. So, we love it. I love what we do. I love telling partners because I'm on the channel side. You know that, right? And an SA. But telling partners what we do and bringing them in and sharing that experience is just, for me, that's like adrenaline. I love doing that stuff. I love getting them excited about what we do. Because we honestly, I talk about this all the time, and now I'm rambling on, but, everybody today says, oh, we do this and we do that. And I've heard some of the other pitches. I used to partner with Arctic Wolf. I used to manage CrowdStrike and Dark Trace and stuff. It's truly the people at eSentire that really care about what they do. And that's the whole idea that you and I were talking about the podcast stuff, is to help everybody out there know, hey, we have a platform, we do all this great stuff, but it's these people that are truly innovating all the time, that are working together, that are going to do everything they can to protect your environment because they love doing this every day. It's not easy work. I mean, honestly, our job, I'm not saying it's easy, but it's easier than what the SOC analysts do, what some of our other teams do. But they love what they do. They love threat hunting. They love doing that stuff. So to tell their story for me is another reason why I love what we do. I love what I do.
But I think this is how I found myself in the industry as well. I mean, my background, I came from a sort of a fairly creative background because I couldn't do anything else. I went to college for interior design.
Wait, hold on a minute.
Focused
hold on
on
a second.
Product.
What? Interior design?
Well, listen, I wasn't going to react to you saying
no, you can do it. You can do it. I love that. So I didn't know you wanted to do that.
No. So same thing. I was more into products. I have this morbid fascination with furniture. I have this fascination with bathrooms. A book freaked me out. I read a book in the Royal Institute of British Architects in London whilst I was at college, called The Bathroom by a chap called Alexander Kira.
Right.
So, and it was probably one of the most cathartic books I've ever read. It changed the way I thought about everything. Doesn't matter what color you are, what shape you are, what size you are. We all go to the bathroom the same way.
Very true.
Men or women, mechanic. We can go off on a tangent. But it changed the way I thought about things. And that was a strong motivator for a long period of time. I like to make things and create things and use my hands. But as you say, what's interesting about those working relationships is the people. The people start to get interesting. And, there's a lot to be said in the adage, people buy from people they like.
Very true.
So how do you get to know the people? One of the reasons we've been discussing creating something like this podcast series, principally to talk about the people. We both find ourselves here with some very, very fascinating colleagues who are spectacular in and of themselves. regardless of where they work within the company. And we're a substantial group of people, but we each have these interesting things. But it's because of our backgrounds and how we've come here. My working career has been me challenging myself more than anything else. And I think that's one of my principal drivers is I want to be challenged. I enjoy being challenged, and the tougher it is, the better it is. And I've put myself in some quite difficult and frankly dangerous situations, but only to see how quickly I can get myself out of them. But what that has done is it's exposed me to interesting people. Started at the same time, Novell, NT35, Citrix when it was called WinFile.
Oh, I did. Yeah, it was called Win.
Right,
Yeah,
the
I've done that too. WinFrame,
and then WinView, and then WinFrame,
Yep.
and then MetaFrame,
Yeah,
and then so on.
God. A long time ago.
So yeah, that's been an interesting piece of the puzzle. But what's been more interesting, as you say, is sharing my background, understanding someone else's background, understanding someone else's direction and sharing my direction, sharing a concept, that role of solutions architect that we've both done for a length of time here. I think underlying everything else has been what's driven me. And that's been what's fascinating, predominantly for me in the international market, non-North American market, communicating that idea to an audience where English isn't their first language. So you've got that issue of translation, you've got that issue of cultural changes and subtle changes in behavior, but still trying to find some common ground to share a concept. And I find that absolutely fascinating. But it boils down to the people.
Yeah, I agree.
And that for me has been an absolute eye opener.
So let me ask you this. So you first said you were interior design, and how did you transition to doing this stuff? I mean, it must be. That's a fascinating story right there.
I discovered girls. That became a problem.
The downfall. Brutal.
Maybe not. You want to get on. You want to get on the property ladder.
Yep.
You want to start doing those things. You've got to get a proper job.
That must be a hard field to get into, interior design, though, to really break into that.
It is, and it isn't. Unless you're sponsored or you come from a strong background, starting any business from scratch is you've got to have some investment to start, and you've got to be extremely stubborn.
And maybe I'm wrong, but the shows, because we watch that. And here in the States, we have the HDTV and all those different shows, right? And it's a unique individual that has a vision. And people have to buy into that vision, right? In order for them to sponsor you or like your ideas and your things, right? If you're going to paint something or move something or this kind of furniture or this type of stuff, somebody has to get that and be like, you know what, I want that. I love that. And that's, I think, that's hard. I think that's a hard deal to say, do you see what I'm seeing? Most people can't see that.
It is, and again, you're coming back to communicating a concept. The concept's got to align with the audience. The audience have to be able to receive that concept, whatever that concept is. And to draw analogies to our field now, it's the same thing. You're creating something that they're going to tolerate, that they're going to grow into, that they're going to expand and take value from over a period of time, rather than just solving the immediate need right now. There's a degree of, hopefully there isn't a degree of convenience there, because it's got to be personal. So there has to be a degree of creativity in there as well. And there are many ways that you can address that.
And it's different for everybody.
We were living in our first proper house property. We had a small flat, a small apartment, and then we moved into a house.
Your wife and you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And we started to fit that out. You do the bare minimum, basically just clean up, repaint, and go. but then things start to fail. Properties are a certain age. You start having to renew stuff, and we spent. What did we spend? We spent the equivalent of a very nice car
Yeah.
redoing the
Oh,
bathroom.
sure.
Again, my
Right.
obsession, but we put a full
I'd love to
German
see your bathroom.
bathroom in.
Oh,
My God. But it gets very, very, you have this idea and your concept and you're collecting parts. We had our main living area and the main sort of family area room in the property.
Right.
For 6 months was full up of components as we started to collect all these pieces to do the
Now,
bathroom.
is this the home you live in today?
No. This was two properties ago. So, but yeah, that's not sustainable. That's not. I mean, if you have a facility in a warehouse and stuff, and you can store stuff, and this is customer one's collection of components, and you go around collecting all the pieces, so you got the right bits and pieces, or you get a supplier to supply all those pieces. And we found a fantastic place in London, for example. I've mentioned it to a lot of people. If you want to go and do a bathroom, go and speak to these chaps called Aston Matthews. All the weird and wonderful stuff. Business plug for them. They were spectacular. It was like an Aladdin's cave. 3 old Victorian shop fronts with 13 feet ceilings,
just full of cool, unique things,
full of the weirdest and wonderful stuff. But they knew what they were talking about, and I had this idea in my head of what I wanted to achieve, and they directed us with what was available and what you could get spares for. I mean, silly things. Mix a tap for the basin in the bathroom to wash your hands. Something that you can strip apart the mechanics of it from the outside without having to go underneath.
Oh, that's cool.
Something that was capsule technology. So all of the gubbins were in a single piece, and something that had a lifetime warranty on it. Things you wouldn't necessarily think about because I like that tap or I like that basin or whatever. Silly. I mean, wandering tangents, keep going tangents. We had a problem with it. It wasn't adjusted correctly. Phoned up the manufacturer and they said, no problem. We'll send you a replacement and we'll send you a spare. And these weren't cheap taps. These were not cheap taps. But the customer service was exceptional. No, absolutely no problem. Explain to me, record a video, send it to me. I mean, this was years ago. Send me a video. We'll assess, and they call me back, and it's the person that I spoke to, same person, that personal contact piece of the puzzle. And they said, no, we'll send you another capsule. And literally a package arrived the following day, when normally you would have been waiting 2 or 3 weeks. The following day, it arrived beautifully packaged, beautifully protected, to a box inside a box inside a box with packing material, so it wouldn't get damaged in shipping. And here's another one, and here's a replacement for the one. Just this is how you remove it.
That's what you remember this. You remember this because you have the experience of this.
But this is the thing. So this to me, this is the thing. And we've been talking about this. That experience of that quality of service leaves a mark.
100%.
When you have a good experience like that, you tell everybody. Yep. This was that experience.
And it stays with you. It stays with you.
They were exceptional on the phone. If I ever now, in the new property we bought, this is a new build. If anything ever goes wrong, I replace it with that brand. I don't even think about it because I know that the quality of service hasn't changed, and they've been in business forever.
And they love what they do. They love, and that's why because you have the feeling, even though you might get a better price over here, or you think, I can probably do a little bit cheaper over here. The feeling you have inside, you know what? These guys are going to take care of me.
That's it. Exactly that.
I need to go to these folks, even if it's a little bit more money, even if it's, they point me in the right direction. They've never steered me wrong. They do stuff for me. That makes the difference.
So yeah, to me, customer experience becomes really important. I think it's predominantly more, it has been more important in the international market. It's becoming more important in the North American market, and you can talk to that more. But I think it's a strong part of the puzzle, and certainly in our line of work, that relationship with your service provider, whoever that is, has to be a strong relationship. You're not just buying from somebody you like, you're continuing to work with somebody you trust. And that customer experience becomes critical in that puzzle, that as an aspect of that. And I think, we come out with terms like servant leadership that sort of coagulates all of those pieces together and brings them all together, because it's an important part of that aspect of how that customer consumes that service. You've said that you want to be of service. That's what we do. I want people to have a good experience. I want them to keep having a good experience. They deserve it.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I think that's honestly the best advertising you can ever do, is when someone says, you have to go see these guys, because they took care of me. They know my needs. They listen to what I have to say, and they're doing the best for my organization. And, with security and things today, I mean, it changes every single day. I learn new stuff every day. I mean, every day I'm learning something new. I think, folks understanding that, look, it's not just a tool we're putting in and we're just monitoring that tool. It's what we're doing behind the scenes and with that information, right? Because threats are changing every day. Every day there's something new and changing. So you can't just, that's the experience that we want to make sure that folks understand, our customers, our partners out there, that we're doing everything we can and we're learning every day to stay ahead of threat actors. As things are changing, threat actors are always one step up. We come up a step. They come up another step. We do. I mean, it's a never-ending battle, right? We're learning new things every day, but that's, I think, the goal. And one of the things I find fascinating here is the innovation. I mean, we're coming out with some really cool stuff this year, and I'm excited about it. I mean, if you think about, and we tell the folks when we do sometimes presentations and stuff, if we talk about when we started back in 2001, right? What was it? It was looking at network traffic and antivirus. That was pretty much it. It wasn't all the crazy stuff we're dealing with today. Now, as things have evolved, it's only changing, right? MDR is huge, is a big thing, but now it's changing to where it's like, you know what? MDR today is getting to be like a checkbox. I'm saying it all the time. It's like, here you go. All right, you need it? Okay, check. Right? It's going to fill in some of these things. What's in front of that? Right? What's in front of that is, as you're putting things in your environment, you have to optimize and change them, because things are changing all the time. If that's not changing and keeping your foundation solid, right? You're going to have to rebuild it every time. Every time you're doing something, it's a pain. So if you make that foundation solid, where no matter what you do as a customer or a partner, what you're selling, you're putting these pieces in, as long as that foundation's solid, it'll keep building on top of each other and can be modified and changed and moved around. But that foundation has to be solid. And that's, I think, what we're doing at eSentire. And I'm not saying a lot of other organizations that I partner with, I don't know if they're doing that. I don't feel that. I get that feeling from other customers, right? When I hear partners say, oh, well, we had this so-and-so, vendor, and this is what they were saying, and this is how they're doing it. And, but it's not what
that becomes
do.
a critical piece of the puzzle, doesn't it? It's practice, right. It's process, and it's people. These are the things that matter here, because you want to maintain that experience. You want to have that quality of service provision, and that can't be automated. That can't be driven by AI. No. It can be supported,
listen,
but not necessarily driven.
Yeah, it can be supported. Right. It has to be supported. AI is here to stay. It's not going anywhere. It's only going to evolve and change. But you still have to have that human interaction with whatever you're doing, no matter what your platform is, no matter what you're doing. You have to have that human interaction, because, I mean, it's silly, but if you think about the movies, look at all the movies that had AI driven. You got the Terminator, you got all those. they took over, right? What happened to people?
Well, this is,
Right?
and
You
I
have
think
to
this is
have
the
that.
critical piece of the puzzle. This is the gap we noticed when we
Right.
discussed this podcast. This is the gap we highlighted to our business. This is why they have wholeheartedly supported this. This is where the gap is. It's the people. And for us, we've said this, John, we want the audience to meet the people who are doing the work. It's not going to be what we're calling a SOC tour. It's not a customer testimonial. Those are the limits of that experience. And not everyone can have a SOC tour. But we want you to meet the people. We want you, the audience, to meet the people that do this for you, who and what drives them, so that you can understand. I like them doing it. I don't like them doing it. And whoever that is, you have to find the right people that when, and if you'll pardon the expression, when it hits the fan, those people already have their sleeves rolled up and they're already shoveling.
And they're in
They're
there.
already
And
in there
they're in
doing it.
there.
And
Yes.
that
Yep.
whoever that is, they're the right people for the audience now and in the future. And I think that's important. So, for us to introduce the crazy people that we work with,
We do have some crazy people, but they're all
and they're
unique in their own way.
fantastic.
And
Honestly,
they bring it all together.
John, you've heard me
Yeah.
bang on about this, and I do bang on about it. There are a lot of spectacular people here who are very special, and they never get the light shone on them. And we want to change that with this podcast. We
We
want
wanna do that.
to shine
Yeah.
the light on
Yeah.
them, give an opportunity so that you, the audience, can understand what drives them, how they got to where they got, what happened to get them there, how they stay where they are, and what they might be looking at the future. And we'll dig into that both for ourselves and what we're thinking about, what we're going to do next here, and what those people are going to do, so that the audience can understand a little bit more about what makes us tick.
Yep. And this was just our little first intro of who Andy and I are and what we want to do. And that was a great explanation. So we have a lot of folks that we want to interview. We've already reached out to tons of people. And they seem to all be on board, which is exciting. So you're going to meet a lot of folks, and we're happy and excited to bring that to everyone. So I think our goal to have somebody very special on the second episode. So we're excited about that. I don't want to give anything away yet until we get everything finalized, but this was what we wanted to do, and I'm really glad that we finally brought this to light, and it's finally taking shape to where we want it to be, because like you said, it's the people that have your back no matter what. As things change every day, these folks are with you every day, and that's what I love about eSentire. That's why I love it here. I hope that I can retire from here, to be honest with you. Now, I know it doesn't look like I should retire yet, but I still got some years.
Don't start thinking about that anytime soon, John.
I still got some time, but hey,
no, and I think today what we've done is you get a taste of what this is going to be like. There are going to be some tangents thrown in. It's not going to be desperately formal. It's going to be quite relaxed. Obviously, if you've got questions, you can ping them into us. There's a contact email that will be hosted there. You can write in your questions if you want us to pick things up. We can do that too. But principally, we're here to introduce you to the team, the broader team, the people who don't necessarily get to be public facing, but are certainly part of the organization and part of the service delivery. These are the people that are doing the work.
Yep. So I actually got one question already for you. This is from one of the audience members. You ready?
Right. Okay. Well, let's answer that, and then we can call it.
How long has it taken you to grow your goatee? I mean, they want to know how long it's been there. And have you always had it?
I haven't always had it. I was always cleanly shaven. I did actually have hair at some point. I had a flat top for a very long time.
Look at you.
And a very, very sharp, precise. I used to go and see the same barber every 6 weeks. And I think the same chap cut my hair for 19 years.
Look at you.
One day I suddenly decided I was going to grow my hair. I grew my hair out down to my elbow.
Wait, your hair on your head out?
Yeah.
Get
But
the
I was
hell
still
out of here.
clean
I would have
shaven.
never done that.
This appeared.
So you had long hair, but no
No
goatee.
goatee. And this,
All right, do you have a picture of that?
I think there may be one somewhere on some old 35
You need to
mil
find
roll
one and bring it
somewhere.
on our show. Oh, brother, we got to see that.
But this has been with me. This pet has been with me since about 2011, 2010, something like that.
Way. So does it stop growing, or do you?
No, it keeps growing. It keeps going, and it has to be trimmed on a regular basis. So,
look at you! Oh, jeez.
Yeah, people remember. But all right, so this is always about people. This is always about relationships.
Right.
This is always about being able to trigger conversations and trigger the remembering of the conversations. People remember the beard.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, yep. You were at that event and you were talking. You're the one with the beard talking at that. Yes, I remember that event because I remember the beard.
Yep.
So
do you ever wrap it up in a like a rubber band?
Well, it has been. There has been a plait in it occasionally when I catch my daughters at the right moment, but they're reluctant to plait it for me. But it's a bit of a feature. I mean, I guess we make a little bit of a caricature of ourselves.
No, but it's awesome.
But
I love it.
Yeah.
So you still buy shampoo?
No. You have to look out. You have to water and feed it a lot.
You have to wash it. I hear you.
Oil it or wax it, or you've got to pamper it a little bit. So.
Yeah, I love it. I love that. I would don't ever shave that.
It's come close a couple of times.
No,
I've just gone, I can't be bothered with it.
That's your trademark now.
Yeah, it is a bit.
That's like your caricature.
It is a bit.
Yeah, I'm digging it.
Well, that's a cool question. Thank you.
Yeah. Here you go. See, those are the questions you're going to be facing, right? We're gonna bring to the table for our audience and our guests.
Thank you, John.
We're gonna just bring it up there. So yeah, that's how it's gonna be. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We want to make it fun and exciting. So
Well, I think that's a good point there, John, to stop for the first episode. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have any questions, don't hesitate. We're here. We've got our guests queued up, and it'll be just a one-on-one effectively. So one guest talking about their area of expertise and what got them to where they are, what motivates them, what they're working on next, and what that looks like, and any advice they have for the space and for their particular aspect of the space themselves.
Yeah. Awesome. So, Andy, my friend, thank you very much. This is awesome.
Thank you, John.
And we will we'll be back.
Fabulous. Looking forward to it.
All right, everybody.
Thanks very much. See you next time.
Take care.